Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Brajajanandana Yashodanandana Brajajanandana Yashodanandana Brajajanandana Yashodanandana Brajajanandana Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Ram Sankirtan ki jai Antaraj Bhagavad Gita ki jai Srila Prabhupada ki jai Chambal Bhaktavinda ki jai Hare Krishna Hare Krishna, welcome back Pravesh, Aditya, Anil Prabhu, Hare Krishna. So we are in Chapter 5, Karma Yoga, Action in Krishna Consciousness. In Sanskrit it is Karma Sannyasa Yoga. Let's see that slight transition. Okay. So these are the sections. We have gone through these in the past. We have covered section A, Nishkam Karma versus renouncing, Karma Sannyas, Sankhya versus Yoga. Section B, how to perform the Nishkam Karma Yoga. Section C is about the platform of knowledge. And we came to know about three doers, the soul, the material nature, and the super soul. The soul is the one who desires. The Supreme Lord, the super soul, permits, sanctions, and the material nature executes. Now we completed section C last time, up to 16. Today we are going to begin section D, which is verse 17 to 26. Today we're going to cover 17 to 21. And in next two sessions, we are going to cover part of section D and E, and finally F. In next 2 weeks, going to complete this chapter 5. So we are in this section today is about liberation through focusing one's consciousness on the super soul. Okay. So let's go to the verses. You guys can see now the Veda-based verses, right? Okay. Pravesh, are you ready to read?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
We can, but your volume is very low.
Well,
Maybe my volume is low, I don't know. Oh yeah. Okay. Go ahead, speak again. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
16,
No,
1, yeah,
17 to 21.
17 to 21, okay. 17. When one's intelligence, mind, faith, and refuse are all fixed in the Supreme, then one becomes fully cleansed of misgivings through complete knowledge, and thus proceeds straight on the path of liberation. 18. The humble sages, by virtue of true knowledge, see with equal vision a learned and gentle Brahmana, a cow, an elephant, a dog, and a dog-eater, outcast. 19. Those whose minds are established in sameness and equanimity have already conquered the conditions of birth and death. They are flawless like Brahman, and thus they are already situated in Brahman. 20. A person who neither rejoices upon achieving something pleasant nor laments upon obtaining something unpleasant, who is self-intelligent, who is unbewildered, and who knows the science of God, is already situated in transcendence. 21. Such a liberated person is not attracted to material sense pleasure, but is always in trance, enjoying the pleasure within. In this way, the self-realized person enjoys unlimited happiness, for he concentrates on Supreme. 22. An intelligent person does not take part in the sources of misery, which are due to contact with the material senses. O son of Kunti, such pleasures have a beginning and an end, and so the wise man does not delight in them. 23. Before giving up this present body, if one is able to tolerate the urges of the material senses and check the force of desire and anger, he will be situated and is happy in this world. Okay. 24. One whose happiness is within, who is active and rejoices within, and whose aim is inward, is actually the perfect mystic. He is liberated in the Supreme, and ultimately he attains the Supreme. 25. Those who are beyond the dualities that arise from doubts, whose minds are engaged within, who are always busy working for the welfare of all living beings, and who are free from all sins, achieve liberation in the Supreme. 26. Those who are free from anger and all material desires, who are self-realized, self-disciplined, and constantly endeavoring for perfection, are assured of liberation in the Supreme in the very near future.
Yeah, thank you. So this is all the verses in this section. We're going to cover up to 21 today, hopefully. Yeah. So let's read from 17. So this is the section about controlling oneself with the knowledge, working for Krishna. Only working for Krishna we can control our senses. So, verse 17. Tadbuddhayas tad atmanas tadnishthas tadparayanah parayanah gachanti apuna avrittim jnana nirdhuta kalmasha. Translation: when one's intelligence, mind, faith and refuge are all fixed in the Supreme, then one becomes fully cleansed of misgivings through complete knowledge and thus proceeds straight on the path of liberation. So everything has to be fixed in the Supreme. Buddhi, Atmana, which is mind, Nishtha, that means faith, and Parayana, taking full shelter of Krishna, refuge. Okay, who is next to read? Aditya, are you there?
Yes, sir. Hare Krishna, sir.
Hare Krishna.
Purport: the supreme transcendental truth of Lord Krishna. The whole Bhagavad Gita centers around the declaration that Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead. That is the version of all Vedic literature. Parav Tattva means the supreme reality, who is understood by the knowers of the supreme as Brahman, Paramatma and Bhagwan. Bhagwan, or the supreme personality of Godhead, is the last word in the absolute. There is nothing more than that. The Lord says, Mata Pratram Nanyat Kinchit Asti Dhanajaya. Impersonal Brahman is also supported by Krishna. Brahmano hi pratistham. Therefore, in all ways, Krishna is the supreme reality, one whose mind, intelligence, faith, and refuge are always in Krishna, or in other words, one who is fully in Krishna consciousness, is undoubtedly vast, clean of all misgivings, and is in perfect knowledge in everything concerning transcendence. A Krishna conscious person can thoroughly understand that there is duality, simultaneous identity, and individuality in Krishna. And equipped with such transcendental knowledge, one can make steady progress on the path of liberation.
Hare Krishna. So in this verse, Srila Prabhupada is saying that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. There is a declaration of Bhagavad Gita. The whole teaching of Bhagavad Gita is centered around declaring Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. It is not that Krishna is an incarnation of impersonal Brahma. It is the other way. Impersonal Brahma is depending on Krishna. We learned that in chapter 14. Krishna says, Brahmano is pratisthaham. Brahman is staying on me, pratisthaham. So depending on me. That means it is a subset, or it is a feature of Krishna, the Brahman feature. So the ultimate realization of absolute truth is Bhagwan. So like the example given, maybe we have discussed this before. Srila Prabhupada gives example, two types of example. One is that the sun, so somebody who has seen the sunlight, that he has seen equivalent to realizing the Brahman aspect of God. He has not understood the sun globe or the deity in the sun planet, Vivashwan. Somebody who has realized Paramatma, that means he has gone closer to the sun globe. You realize the sun globe. You understand the sun globe. And somebody who has entered inside the sun globe and he is participating in the activities going on within the sun globe, like we are participating in all the activities going on within this earth planet. So somebody who enters in the sun planet and then participates in the activities there, he meets the deity of, or the in charge, the supreme person in sun planet, Vivashwan. So it's equivalent to realizing the personal feature of God. So like we enter the Golok Vrindavan and meet Krishna face to face. So there is no question of sunshine without sun. Without Vivashwan, without the deity, there is no question of the planet. It's not that the planet was made, then the person was made. It's not that. Similarly, Krishna is there. Because of him, the Vishnus are there. Vishnu Tattvas, Vishnus are the expansion of Krishna. Krishna is original Bhagavan. Okay. The Vishnu is expansion, Mahavishnu, Garbhodaksha Vishnu, then Shirodaksha Vishnu. Three different degrees of expansion, personal expansion of Krishna to create this material world. So if someone realizes Krishna as person, then he has the ultimate, the perfect realization of absolute truth. So that is the reality, that the knowledge. What is the knowledge that lights up everything? That means the knowledge that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Okay? And if one becomes conscious of Krishna, then we get completely washed clean of all the misgivings. Misgivings are like tendencies to enjoy our own senses, our own desire separate from Krishna. Okay. So we get all free from tendency for self-enjoyment or sense gratification. But our senses are completely controlled when we are in Krishna consciousness. Then only one can be fix everything. Or in other words, if you have fixed your consciousness in God, then your whole thing, so your mind, faith, refuse, everything is all controlled. So in other words, we cannot control our mind unless we surrender to Krishna, because mind is controlled by Krishna. Okay. All right. So what is this duality, simultaneously identity and individuality? Can someone share what is this simultaneous identity and individuality? Srila Prabhupada is saying here.
Can you repeat your question, Prabhu?
Yes. The last sentence in this purport, Srila Prabhupada says, a Krishna conscious person can thoroughly understand that there is duality, which is simultaneous identity and individuality in Krishna. Simultaneously one and different from Krishna. Have somebody heard this one before?
So, which means that a proper Krishna conscious person will realize that we are part and parcels of Krishna. If I understood correctly, by identity.
Yes.
Okay.
And individuality?
And individuality is everyone is a soul.
Yes, everyone is a soul, and then we are not God. We are not super soul, correct?
Yes.
We are all individual. We are not going to merge in God. We are not going to become God. So simultaneously one and different. It's called Achintya Bheda Avheda Tattva. So we are like a Bheda, means like we are different entity. And then, so at the same time, we are qualitatively same. Okay, same quality, spiritual quality, like like a gold particle or sun molecule and sun. So Krishna is gold mine and we are gold particle. Or Krishna is sun and then we are one photon, a molecule. Or you can say we are drop and Krishna is the ocean. So same in quality, but different in quantity. We are all individual, and qualitatively we are one, but not quantitatively. Thank you, Prabhu. So when we are in that knowledge, then we can make steady progress. This is not just like a theoretical knowledge, but we have to kind of practice this. And so we are given this truth shared in Bhagavad Gita, and then like in science, like we have a hypothesis, and then we have to try to prove it this way or that way by experimentation. So the experimentation for us in Krishna consciousness is to chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. To practice Krishna consciousness means chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra and dedicating our life to Krishna to the degree we can. To begin with, at least chant Hare Krishna and offer our food to Krishna. Gradually, we offer everything to Krishna. We offer our mind, our intelligence, our faith, our complete, shelter in Krishna. So we completely serve Krishna. Okay, this is very important verse. Very important. There is a very nice painting also from this verse. So who is next person to read today? Raji, are you able to read today? Who else is there?
Yes, I can read. I did the Zoom.
Okay, you have in your screen bigger one.
Yeah.
Okay, read the Sanskrit also. It's a very okay. Let me. Yeah, you can read the Sanskrit also, right? You can see.
Okay, Vidya Vinay Sampanne
Yeah.
Brahmane Gavi Hastini Suni
Chaiva.
Chev Savapake Cha Panditai Sama Darsine.
Samadarsina. Yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
The humble sages, by virtue of true knowledge, see with equal vision a learned with gentle Brahmana, a cow, an elephant, a dog, and a dog eater, outcast. Purpose.
So somebody who has that knowledge, somebody who has developed that knowledge of Krishna consciousness, then he has this special quality. He is looking everything with equal vision. So Srila Prabhupada tells why he is looking equally to everybody. Let us understand. Okay, go ahead.
A Krishna conscious person does not make any distinction between species or caste. The Brahmana and the outcast may be different from the social point of view, or a dog, a cow, and an elephant may be different from the point of view of species. But these differences of body are meaningless from the point of view of a learned transcendentalist. This is due to their relationship to the Supreme. For the Supreme Lord, by his plenary portion as Paramatma, is present in everyone's heart. Such an understanding of Supreme is real knowledge. As
Okay,
far as
so let's see. So what is that? Why he is looking equally to everybody? This sentence.
because
This is
they all are so like soul is same. Like they are
Yeah,
looking
but-
at the soul,
Yes, and then due to the relationship with the
Supreme Lord Krishna.
yes, by his plenary portion is Paramatma. So Paramatma, Krishna as Paramatma is living in everyone's heart, right?
Mhm.
Okay, so because they see that Krishna is in everyone's heart. Okay, go ahead.
As far as the bodies are concerned, in different castes or different species of life, the Lord is equally kind to everyone because he treats every living being as a friend, yet maintains himself as Paramatma regardless of the circumstances of the living entities. The Lord as Paramatma is present both in the outcast and in the Brahmana. Although the bodies of a Brahman and that of an outcast are not the same. The bodies are material production of different modes of material nature, but the soul and the super soul within the body are of the same spiritual quality. The similarity in the quality of the soul and the super soul, however, does not make them equal in quantity. For the individual soul is present only in that particular body, whereas the Paramatma is present in each and every body. A Krishna conscious person has full knowledge of this, and therefore he is truly learned and has equal vision. The similar characteristics of the soul and super soul are that they both conscious, eternal, and blissful. But the difference is that the individual soul is conscious within a limited jurisdiction of the body, whereas super soul is conscious of all bodies. The super soul is present in all bodies without distinction.
Okay. So what is the difference between super soul and soul? Atma
Like
and
in
Paramatma?
quality, we are same, but in quantity, we are different.
Yes. So in quantity, we are confined within our own body.
Mhm.
And Paramatma is in?
He is like in each and every person, everybody.
Yes. Yeah. So with every soul, there is a super soul.
Mhm.
So do you remember the analogy given about this two birds sitting on the same tree?
Yeah, I remember. Like I think we talked this about sometime.
Okay. Who remembers?
Yeah, I remember two birds sitting on the same tree in the sense like we will have I mean like God, I mean soul and super soul inside us. So the super soul will be watching us, and we will be doing the things, and we'll be doing the actions, and
Yes.
super soul will give the results according to our actions.
Yes, he is witnessing bird, and then we are the fruit eating bird, or I just say acting. Yeah, and the tree is the body, right?
Yes, Prabhu.
The tree is the body. Yeah. So yeah. So Paramatma is watching every Atma, whether that Atma is in a dog body, or that Atma is in a cow body, or that Atma is in elephant body, or that Atma is in Brahmana, or that in a like a inferior uncivilized human being, is an outcast is mentioned here. So in every body, the Krishna conscious person who has perfected his Krishna consciousness, and he has that perfect knowledge about Krishna's presence with every soul in every body, then he can see with equal vision, right? In modern context, how it is useful? Somebody other than Anil Prabhu and Prachi, Aditya or Pravesh? How this verse is applicable in modern context? In your daily life, how do you think this is useful, this verse, knowing this?
I would say if there's something that we can do, we can achieve, we can touch and feel, that's soul. And something that we cannot, and something we keep faith on, something that we let go, we put it on super soul. Maybe that would be one practical way.
Okay. So with equal vision, there's this special thing here in this verse is the equal vision, right? How will you see with equal vision? A cow, an elephant, and dog. Let's see what Aditya says. Aditya is still there?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sir, I think how we treat different animals as a it's kind of difficult to infer.
How you will see equal vision? So you see the difference in the bodies. Okay, it is not that the humble sage, because of his true knowledge, he is not seeing the elephant body is equal to dog body. He definitely sees the difference. Here is a big giant elephant, and here is a small dog. So he sees the difference between bodies. Okay, but what is he seeing the equality? What is the equal thing he is seeing in everything?
There is a soul.
Yes, and then there is another super soul.
Yes, sir.
So why he sees equal vision? The souls are different. Like your soul is different than my soul.
Yes, sir. But ultimately they are like going to merge with the super soul. So
They
that's
are going to merge with the super soul. Who said this? This is
No.
not the one you told me last time.
no, sir. Like,
No, you did not say that we are going to merge with super soul last time. You said that we are not going to become God.
yes, sir.
Then how do you say today everybody is going to merge in super soul?
No, I said like we are part and parcel of super soul. We are part.
Okay. So we have clarified this in the past. Part means we are family. Okay.
Yes.
You are part of this community. That means you are not that you are only one person in that community. You are part of that community. So similarly, you are part of Krishna means you are part of Krishna's family. You're not going to become Paramatma. You're not going to become Super Soul. You're not going to merge. This is the basic teaching we got from Chapter 2, that souls are always individual. They are never going to merge to become God. Right?
Yes, sir.
Then why did you say this today?
No, I just
So I'm trying to drag on and on with you because this is a misconception majority of the people have. This is called Mayavadi theory. Prabhupada is cutting this Mayavadi theory in every purport. Right? What is the flaw in that philosophy? We are merging in Paramatma. Krishna never says we are merging in Paramatma.
yes, sir.
If we are merging in Paramatma, then why there are two things? This should be merged. So how he looks different, species or different persons equal, because Paramatma is there in everyone. It is not that Paramatma is divided. Okay, it is not that Paramatma, the super soul, is cut into different pieces and then one particle of Paramatma is cut and then fit into your body, and one particle, another piece fit into my body. It is not like that. The Paramatma in your body, sitting with you in the same tree with you, and Paramatma in my body is only one Paramatma. It's not that there are multiple pieces of Paramatma scattered. Is it right?
Yes, sir.
Only one Paramatma. The souls are unlimited, but super soul is only one. How is it possible? Like sun is only one. Okay?
Yes, sir.
So we see that there is a sun, and when the sunlight is there, okay, let's say there is a daytime in America, and then it is noon hours. So nowadays the sun is like towards southern hemisphere. So every time it is, you see, it is always mostly towards south. But in the time when it is spring or fall, you see that at the midday, the noon time, the sun should be above your head. Is that right? Not
Yes,
in the east, not in the west, but in the middle, correct? So everybody says that sun is on my head. You also say sun is on my head. I also say sun is my head. Everybody is looking at the same sun. Okay, same sun, but light is on everybody's head, correct? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Like that, Paramatma is one, but he is in everyone's heart. Like sun is one, but light is in everyone's body, like that. We will learn this more about Paramatma in later chapters, in from chapter 13 onwards, Jnana Yoga section. Yeah. So how you see equality? Because of super soul in everyone's heart. Paramatma is in everyone's heart, so we respect everyone. Whether it is a dog, or it is elephant, or uncivilized person, or very civilized, respected Brahman, all of them have Paramatma in their heart. So this is the true equality. We are talking about in America, we are talking about equal opportunity. No discrimination based on race, caste, nationality, gender. Huh? So how you can see everybody equal? The bodies are different. You cannot say that male body is same as female body. Male and female bodies are different. You cannot say that, oh, don't discriminate between female and male. Obviously, there is a discrimination. Nature is discriminated. There is a different body. But how you can see equality? Only when you see with your spiritual vision that, yes, whether male or female or black or white or Asian or Chinese or Indian or Japanese, African, everybody is equal because super soul is in their heart, everybody's heart. Everybody's soul has everybody. So now we just talk about equality of human beings. But Srila Prabhupada goes beyond, you see. There is no distinction between species or caste. So Krishna consciousness person does not discriminate between species or caste. So we go more than what American ethics says. Here they say that, okay, you have to give equal opportunity to everybody. But what about the equal opportunity to the animals? In COVID time, they're going to be panic. We are all panicked because COVID is attacking everyone. And in the beginning of the COVID, they were saying that, oh, there is no food supply. So because the slaughterhouses are closed, so there are so many animals that are standing there and we must cut their throat and kill them. We must kill and then supply the meat. They were trying to give extra boost and facilities so that they can bring more and more animals and cut more and more. And they are crying for people, human being dying. And because of that, they want to cut more and more animals in slaughterhouse. So which one is more wise? Somebody who is in Krishna consciousness or somebody who has a mundane ethics?
Krishna conscious.
Krishna consciousness. Why? Because I have a tilak, I have a tulsi mala, because I look weird.
No, sir, like
Because a truly Krishna conscious person, not me, I'm not that qualified, but a truly Krishna conscious, that is our goal. A truly Krishna conscious person will not discriminate. Equal opportunity. Okay. Yes?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Whose turn is next one? Verse 19. I think we have to recycle again. I mean, start from the beginning. Anil Prabhu, did you read today? Sorry.
No problem.
Okay, please go ahead. Sorry.
So can you read the Sanskrit version?
Yes. Ihevotera jita sargo yesham samye sthitam manah nirdosam hi samam brahma tasmad brahmani te sthita. Next time what we will do is I will read one line, and then who is going to read the purport and translation, they are going to repeat after me, so that you also get practiced, and then all of
Okay,
us usually like practice to read the Sanskrit verses. Okay, Prabhu?
Okay. Yeah, okay, Prabhu.
Well, go ahead.
Yeah, translation. Those whose minds are established in sameness and equanimity have already conquered the conditions of birth and death. They are flawless like Brahman, and thus they are already situated in Brahman. Equanimity of mind, as mentioned above, is a sign of self-realization. Those who have actually attained to such a stage should be considered to have conquered material conditions, specifically birth and death. As long as one identifies with this body, he is considered a conditioned soul. But as soon as he is elevated to the stage of equanimity through realization of self, he is liberated from conditioned life, conditional life. In other words, he is no longer subject to take birth in the material world, but can enter into the spiritual sky after his death. The Lord is flawless because he is without attraction or hatred. Similarly, when a living entity is without attraction or hatred, he also becomes flawless and eligible to enter into the spiritual sky. Such persons are considered to be already liberated, and their symptoms are described below.
Thank you. Yes. So equanimity of mind is a sign of self-realization. In the last verse, we have studied that somebody who is in perfect knowledge, he does not discriminate, and he has controlled his mind. So he is already liberated, although he is within the body. He has already conquered the conditions of birth and death. He is beyond the conditioning of this material birth, because he is completely spiritualized his consciousness. He is fully Krishna conscious. So he is flawless. Like Krishna is flawless, there is no flaw. Similarly, somebody who is perfected in Krishna consciousness, they have the same quality. And how to see them, how to understand somebody is situated in that platform, that is described in following verses. What is the symptom of such liberated soul who is flawless? Verse 20. Na praharsyet priyam prapya no dvijet prapya cha priyam sthira buddhir asammudho brahmavid brahmani sthitah. Very nice verse. Very practical verses to understand. Okay, after Anil Prabhu, who is again reading? Aditya.
Translation. A person who neither rejoices upon achieving something pleasant nor laments upon obtaining something unpleasant, who is self-intelligent, who is unbewildered, and who knows the science of God, is already situated in transcendence.
So how many qualities? Number one, not rejoicing
And
upon
nor lamenting, sir.
nor lamenting, yes.
Who is
And
self-intelligent.
self-intelligence. Number two. Number three, unbewildered. And number four, who knows the science of God. So unless you know the science of God, you cannot have all of those other things. Okay, purport.
The symptoms of self-realized person are given herein. The first symptom is that he is not illusioned by the false identification of the body with his true self. He knows perfectly well that he is not this body, but is the fragmental portion of Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is therefore not joyful in achieving something, nor does he lament in losing anything which is related to his body. This steadiness of mind is called sthira buddhi or self-intelligence. He is therefore never bewildered by mistaking the gross body for the soul, nor does he accept the body as permanent and disregard. This knowledge leads him to the station of complete science of absolute truth, namely Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagavad. His concentration.
Hare Krishna. Is he breaking up only for me or for all of you?
He's breaking for all of us.
Okay. Okay, Aditya, can you read from this knowledge? Are you still there?
Yes, sir.
Okay, read from this knowledge elevates him.
This knowledge elevates him to the station of knowing the complete science of the absolute truth, namely Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagwan. He thus knows his constitutional position perfectly well, without falsely trying to become one with the Supreme in all respects. This is called Brahman realization or self-realization. Such steady consciousness is called Krishna consciousness.
Okay. So he thus knows his constitutional position perfectly well. What is our constitutional position? We are part and parcel of God. Okay.
Yes, sir.
But he does not falsely try to become one with the Supreme in all respect. You understand?
Yes, sir.
So a person or a devotee who is perfected in Krishna consciousness, he understands that in quality he is one with Krishna, but in quantity he is different. So he is always individual. He does not become one with the Supreme in all respect. Only in quality one becomes. We are already like in quality same, but in quantity different. Individuality. Individuality is always there. One does not become one with the Supreme in all respect. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is a symptom when we are lamenting for whatever situation we have, or we are immediately rejoicing, yeah, I got this, and then next day we crying that I lost it. Prabhupada says that hankering and lamenting, somebody is hankering that, okay, I should earn like $1 million, the businessman, and then he earns it, and then next day he loses his business loss, then he is lamenting. But a sthira buddhi, somebody whose intelligence is in Krishna consciousness, then he is not bewildered because he knows his relationship with Krishna. He knows his constitutional position perfectly. He knows that he is not this body. So anything happening in this material world, he is not concerned. He's not concerned means he's not that careless, like, he doesn't care for others. He cares for everyone because everyone has Paramatma in their heart. But for his own profit or loss, he is not driven away by emotions because he knows that these are all external. He is rejoicing within. His happiness is within, right? That's what we will learn. Okay. Verse 21. Baihya sparseshu asakta atma vindati atmani yas sukham sabrahma yoga yukta atma sukham akshayam asnute. Pravesh, your turn.
Translation. Such a liberated person is not attracted to material sense pleasures, but is always in trance. enjoying the pleasure within. In this way, the self-realized person enjoys unlimited happiness, for he concentrates on the Supreme. Purport. Sri Yamunacharya, a great devotee in Krishna consciousness, said, Yad avadi mama chita Krishna padaravrinde nava nava rasa dhamani udyatam prantum asit. Tad avadhi pata nari sangame smrayamine bhavati mukha vikaraha sustu nistivanaha. Since I have been engaged in the transcendental loving service of Krishna, realizing ever new pleasures in him, whenever I think of sex pleasure, I spit at the thought and my lips curl with distaste. A person in Brahma Yoga or Krishna consciousness is so absorbed in loving service of Lord that he loses the taste for material sense pleasures altogether. The highest pleasure in terms of matter is sex pleasure. The whole world is moving under its spell, and a materialist cannot work at all without this motivation. But a person engaged in Krishna consciousness can work with greater vigor without sex pleasure, which he avoids. That is the test in spiritual realization. Spiritual realization and sex pleasure go ill together. A Krishna conscious person is not attracted to any kind of sense pleasure due to his being a liberated soul.
So boy has pursued to asakta atma, one who is not attached, not attracted to material sense pleasure. He is always in trance. Because he is always fixed his consciousness in Krishna, he is enjoying the pleasure within his relationship with Krishna. Right? So he is not attracted to inferior enjoyment because he has a superior enjoyment. Like the example is given that suppose you have this sweet, suppose you got gulab jamun, or you got a very special, for us maybe halwa or rasgulla. So you got a very special, dishes. So you are not going to eat something inferior, like you're not going to eat mud. You're not going to eat dirt when you have a very nice food, right? So you have a higher taste, you can give up lower taste. Like we have studied that higher taste thing in chapter 3. So a fully Krishna conscious person is so much fulfilled in his relationship with Krishna that he is not lacking anything. He is feeling complete. He is completely satisfied. Suppose you took enough food, you took all dessert also, like you got all different varieties of main dishes, main course, and then you have dessert. You have cake and cookies, and you have all different delicacies. Rasagulla or whatever, ice cream, or all the things, whatever you have mouth-watering taste coming. You take everything and full. Maybe you ate hundreds of rasgulla and whole gallon of ice cream and everything you ate. Now you are full. Then I come up and offer you, sir, please take one rasgulla. You say, no, sorry, I cannot take rasgulla. I know rasgulla is very delicious, but at this moment I'm full, I'm good. People say I'm full, I'm good, right? So that's what the Krishna conscious person who is fully enjoying his relationship with Krishna, engage himself in Krishna's service. He does not engage his senses an inferior thing, material enjoyment, sex pleasure, is completely satisfied. He's not looking for anything. He's not missing anything. So this is the taste Krishna consciousness. A Krishna conscious person is not attracted to any kind of sense pleasure due to his being a liberated soul. Spiritual relation and sex pleasure go ill together. So a Krishna consciousness person is engaged in sexual relationship only to bring the progeny for which Krishna has created these different types of bodies and for the procreation. So he may not like to be engaged in sensual pleasure, but he does everything for pleasure of Krishna. He can engage in any activity for pleasure of Krishna. Only for service of Krishna, he can do any activity. Otherwise, for his own self, for own enjoyment, he will not do anything. Okay? So, I think that's the last verse that we will read today. Anil Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay, go ahead. Let us see what you like to bring us to us highlights for today.
So the thing is like what we learned today is like if we are completely engaged in Krishna consciousness, our mind will be controlled automatically with to get free from any kind of material bondage or anything. So without that, like even if I try to do that artificially, we can't do that.
Very
And
good
also
point.
like a person who is all who gets engaged in Krishna consciousness, like he will neither be lamented or not rejoiced, and will not be bewildered by any kind of situations. And also like a person
Yes.
and a person who is engaged in Krishna consciousness also like will not feel enjoyment in unnecessary things like sexual pleasures or any kind of material things like that. And also like he will treat any kind of living beings equally like animals or any other living beings. And like the difference between a Krishna consciousness and Krishna conscious person and non-Krishna conscious persons like that. Whenever he sees like for example meat, I mean if he has the habit of eating meat, like he will be treating the animals that way, like he can convert like for chicken or mutton, like he can eat meat and anything like that. But a pure Krishna conscious person will not get attracted to eating meat or anything like that. Yeah, that's my thoughts, Prabhu, on this class.
You gave everything to the point. You hit every important point in this section. So I'm very grateful to you. Thank you so much. And you see this, all the things that you have shared, if you tell somebody like the one you shared right now, this recording will be there, and then we just want to hear what you said. And you tell to anybody in your workplace, marketplace, or anywhere you tell this, people will be thinking, yeah, this is the best person, whoever has this quality, irrespective of the culture, whether you are like in Japanese culture or African culture, whatever culture you may be, right? This is like ultimate personality development.
Okay, thanks, Prabhu.
Yeah. So like you said, artificially we cannot do. So yeah, the personality development can be done by Krishna's mercy.
Yeah, yes, Prabhu, I agree.
Yes, Pravesh, you are next on my screen.
Well, what I remember, the things that to sum it up, seems to me like everything was mostly about being in control of your mind and taking things, being equanimous, treating living beings as a someone entities containing, which is part of the same super soul that we all share, and not be bogged down by sensual pleasures. That's all those things are part of being Krishna consciousness. Once you're able to do this, you can maybe tell you are Krishna consciousness, besides other things.
So when you are Krishna conscious, then you will have these qualities.
Yeah.
It's not that you develop these qualities, then you become Krishna conscious, right? Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Okay, Aditya Prabhu. We can't hear you. I can see that you're speaking, but we can't hear you. Aditya, can you hear me? Can others hear me?
Yes, Prabhu, we
Yes.
can hear you.
Oh, okay. Aditya? Okay.
I think he's not. He's muted, I guess.
No, now he muted. Right? Anyway, I think he had signal problem. That's okay. Okay, Prachi, you want to say last thing?
I think everyone covers pretty much. So it's like Krishna conscious person is like he can control his senses. He is like a sthir buddhi. He doesn't difference between a Brahman and a dog eater, and he knows like Krishna is not like we are part and parcel of Krishna, so we are equal in quality but not in quantity.
Yeah. So when we are Krishna conscious, we get perfect personality.
Yeah.
If you want to go for a personality development course, we have to come to Krishna consciousness.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
You don't have to look for something impersonal meditation and sitting and then staring at the light to get the samadhi. A person who is engaged in Krishna consciousness will get all these qualities.
Yeah.
He gets the equal vision. He will not discriminate because he sees Paramatma in everyone's heart. And he is not bewildered. He is not selfish.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody who is like after the sense gratification is selfish. Like I'm trying to enjoy my senses, but you want to enjoy in your way. I want to enjoy in my way, but you and me both, we want to enjoy for Krishna's pleasure. Then I'm not exploiting you. You're not exploiting me. I'm not exploiting anybody else because I am working to please Krishna.
Yeah.
So everybody is Krishna centered. God centered means everybody is cooperating to serve God. But if we are not God centered, then what happens? If we are trying to enjoy our own senses, that means I'm trying to exploit you for my pleasure.
Okay.
So the completely free of exploitation can only happen. The best ethics you can practice is only when we develop full Krishna consciousness. Because we don't want to exploit anybody at that time. Because we respect every entity, not only human beings, but we respect every species, humans, plants, animals, everything. Yes, Aditya Prabhu?
Hare Krishna, sir.
Hare Krishna, yes.
Today I learned that like a Krishna conscious person, he consider all the souls equal, and he's like he's part and parcel of God, but he cannot become God, like he cannot merge into God. And like the steadiness of the mind can elevate one person's conditioned soul to the like Krishna consciousness soul. And
So like these are the basic
So
things.
steadiness of mind will elevate to Krishna consciousness in one way, but Krishna consciousness will get a steady mind. You cannot artificially get a steady mind, then get Krishna consciousness. In other
Yes.
words, Krishna consciousness is the first, like it is horse versus,
Yes, sir.
yeah,
Like
card.
by chanting by chanting the name
Hare
of
Krishna,
Krishna.
yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Then you can get steady mind, and then by that steady mind you can get spiritual soul. And
Okay. Okay. So if you want to improve your personality, become Krishna conscious. Thank you so much. I'm very grateful to you, all of you. I'm trying to learn Krishna consciousness only because all of you are here. And I see that all of you are coming perpetually, regularly, and that's very important. Because this is very simple. We just spend 1 hour a week. We can spend more time also, but okay, we are together 1 hour. We discuss Krishna's message in a small way. We can try to apply in our life, begin with chanting and offering our food. And we can start looking at everybody, that everybody is Krishna's part and parcel. Somebody becomes angry with us, we can see that, okay, Krishna has some plan for me. He's trying to give some message through this. If somebody does something harm to us, we think that it is harm, but nobody can harm the soul. They can harm the body. These are some of the higher things. Gradually we can realize that, okay, Krishna has some plan for me. I have some lesson from Krishna if there is something not going. So we can get detached gradually from the material situation. We can get established in Krishna consciousness gradually. It's a life project, but it's very essential that we be in association of each other to strengthen each other's faith in Krishna consciousness. So hopefully we can get to the perfection what Krishna desires, and we can please Krishna one day with our service. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful week.
Hare Krishna, thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.